Good morning, good morning. Welcome to yet another vlog. So in the previous session, I had some problems deploying configurations separately from building the test virtual machine. Deciding to use a virtual machine for testing instead of VPS, it turned out to be a rabbit hole for me. So I'm still struggling with it, to be honest. There are some changes in the decisions I made in the previous streams. I'm going to review them. Last time I tried, I was able to deploy some configuration, but receiving some errors, expected errors with regards to the type of configuration I was doing for Caddy. So today I'm going to pick it up from there. So the changes I have applied, the first one was going back to build VM instead of micro VM. So I'm going to create another one here, switch back to build VM, and this is done. The reason for this was apparently micro VM requires let me see if I can bring up the related tab to the screen. Yes. So the reason for this is that the micro VM rebuild is not currently supporting all the related switches for the rebuild script, even though it's kind of wrapping that. It's not able to support it, and yeah, they are open for pull requests, but apparently everyone was busy. I saw somebody pick it up. Hopefully somewhere in future it will be delivered. But also, as a rule of thumb, I wanted to keep this kind of custom wrappers limited in my config as much as possible. So I need you know, I don't need to learn new stuff to be able to manage my system every time. Yeah, but you might ask why switching to micro VM in the first place. To be honest, after thinking about my strategy with micro VM, meaning building the VM first and deploying it, I realized there is no limitation doing so with build VM either. So that was kind of a shame, but at least I learned some new stuff here. Then when I switched to build VM, this is almost the same configuration as I had before. I ended up having the same error with regards to grub. It was asking for me from me to basically provide grub configuration, and I didn't have it. Right? I was confused figuring it out, and I learned something again, that build VM has basically two options. Let me go to home. Yes, so there is NixOS rebuild, build VM. Yeah, this one. There is an option to build with bootloader. right? And it will you have the option to set it up with grub or systemd load, but build VM itself doesn't add any bootloader. And it kind of makes sense, right? It's virtual machine that we are using. So with understanding that, I consulted with ChatGPT, and turned out when I'm using build VM and I have any kind of configuration enabled for grub, it will basically raise that error. So the solution to that was basically setting everything related to bootloaders, grub or systemd to false. And with that, the error basically was gone. Hey, Andy, good morning. Let me move the chat window. Is it possible to move it? Yeah. Move tab to new window. And bring it up here. So now from here, I want to basically pick it up and continue. First thing first, I want to do a build VM, right? To just showcase that the build works correctly. Yeah, I was just describing that, Andy. So far so good. I just got back to build VM for the setup, and with regards to caddy on, I fixed it on my main configuration. Today I'm going to copy that over if I can do the deployment correctly this time on the test virtual machine. Turned out that setting up a build virtual machine for tests was more complex than I expected. There are also some stuff with regards to deployment, which I will show. Basically, the way that networking on Chemo is happening is basically causing some issues with how piping on NixOS rebuild command over a remote machine will happen. So that's something also new that I'm going to share here. So far so good. The build is happening, and inside results bin, I should have my machine able to run. Can I move you down here and maybe open another terminal side by side? Hi, Sago. Okay, and SSH should also work. I think I have it somewhere. Yes. So yeah, I just remembered another issue that I faced. If you see the configuration here, I'm also deploying a test user, right? And my idea was to use this test user for the deployment instead of using the root user, right? And for that, of course, I need to basically switch the role to have the accesses to write into the NixOS store. Let me quickly maybe show it. It's easier to do so. So the virtual machine is running. Okay, I better probably to do it over here and then use this terminal for the deployment. Yes, setting graphics to false. I in this use case, as you said, I'm going to mainly focus on SSH because eventually, yeah, I don't want to copy paste things around, and I'm more interested in the Nix remote deployment. So NixOS rebuild, which one was it? Yeah, here. I think this should showcase. What is it? Connection refused. SSH. This is new. This is surprising. Every time I do something live, it's... Yeah, exactly. That sounds like sudo, but this error is different from that. Okay, so with root it works well. Let me close off the connection because I wanted to showcase something else. And then if I do this, and I think I had it right, use remote sudo. So this is interesting. When I run this command with use remote sudo, right, it says, warning, this is deprecated, use sudo, right? I have updated my system and this might not happen. But after that, when I was doing this, yeah, exactly happening. Unknown option sudo. This was quite annoying, so I did a bit of a research. And somebody said that with NixOS rebuild ng, which I didn't know that it existed, this is solved. At least I tried. The sudo command was available, but as you see in this run, right, even with use remote sudo, the connection is getting refused. So here the error is connection refused, but before my system updates, what was happening was that it wasn't actually running the commands using sudo. And if you check, for example, these Nix closures, there is no indication of sudo or getting privileges argument is passed to the command. So that's why I'm going to drop that idea that I had and just use root on my machine to do the build. However, as you saw in my previous run, this happens when I'm basically using Chemo for deployment. Every time it's just getting stuck here, and I need to hit return many times to see the progress. So some sort of buffering error is happening. I had a chat with ChatGPT. Let me see if I can find the chat. Switch over here. And it's basically listing different, basically the differences that is causing this, right? One of the, I forgot the name, that's what I'm trying to look up here. One of the main reasons is that a chemo to make it simpler with the configuration that I have, right, for the virtual machine, is using a different kind of networking. Let me quickly look up the name. Mentioned it a few times. Somehow I'm blind and I cannot see it. Down here I was asking about if I can build it in Zig for myself to learn networking. Yeah, it was called a Slurp. This was the first time I was hearing about it. This is a very interesting topic to look into. I'm going to plan something and maybe try to basically implement it. However, it is way beyond my knowledge in network programming, but it's a quite interesting subject. From my understanding, what it does to simplify the network, it will add a layer between Chemo and basically the virtual machine, and translates the network request to basically remove the requirement of having a proper IP stack set up for the virtual machine. Of course, it's also possible to set up a proper TCP IP stack on Chemo, but apparently for simplicity, they decided to use this configuration, and this is kind of adding some sort of lags. And to solve that, yeah, basically let me close this one. To solve that, I need to export some additional configuration for my SSH to basically work around this problem. Initially, when I asked ChatGPT, it suggested to add only -tt, which was enforcing all the commands inside Nix rebuild to use TTY and TTY or PTY over SSH, right? But some of the commands in this setup, if I can find an example, are only used for copying the files to the machine, and for those, TTY is also causing issues. There, basically, SSH needs to transfer them over a pipe. So, after some digging and consulting with ChatGPT, this is what we ended up with. And now, if I do Nix rebuild, hopefully, this time there won't be much of a pause, and everything will be flushed from the UI. Okay, nice. So I think here, yeah, everything is deployed properly, and maybe I can SSH. I'm not sure if I have the password for the system, but if I check the status caddy, yeah, the service is deployed, and yeah, it was quite interesting, but it took me some time to learn it. I was like questioning my life when I decided to ditch a VPS and use your advice to use a VM for testing. But now I'm happy that I did it. I learned a lot that I didn't know, and there are a lot of open subjects for me to dig into. One interesting one was the difference between a TTY and a terminal that we use, right? I had no idea about it. There was a nice document, I believe. Some resources was suggested. Yeah, this one, the TTY demystified. This looks like a very interesting article on the subject. So it's top of my reading list to go through it all. But yeah, so far so good. Let's see how I can solve this problem. So now it's saying with caddy parsing, yeah. So the error is here, caddy config, and if I go up here, yeah, this is the syntax I used in a few streams ago. I thought this is a valid syntax for caddy. I saw an example on Nix wiki somewhere and didn't read the context around it and just copy pasted the piece, and now it's causing an issue. The thing is, caddy is not able to read files like this. So instead of that, what the option I have is use an environment variable for basically this value that I need to pass here. So what I can do is I'm going to switch to my server setup and caddy, and basically copy paste this and then cat it, diff it with my original configuration, go over the changes, and if we look what's happening, yes please, and caddy.nix. Yeah, the first change was this time for building ARM and x86. I didn't need a different hash. It was building with the same hash, so I think there was a new release on the ARM builds, so that's why I don't need it. Then with so I was decrypting my secret file into a readable file and uploading it to the server using Nginx. To take some precaution here, I'm basically limiting access to caddy group, and only caddy can read this file. And then the interesting piece here is this line in the systemd configuration of Nix. You can pass an environment file, and this environment file can contain key values, key value pairs like I don't know, key equal to foo, and what it does when it's going to build your service, it will basically use those key values and environment variables, and you will end up having environment variable named key with value foo available for your processes down here. And with that, I can just use this key here to basically pass the secret that I want to pass to my machine. It's a bit of a risk for me because I'm sharing my screen here. I'm going to do some copy pastes from, yeah, here, servers. Actually, I need to go to, let me see, cp, servers, secrets, and Cloudflare. To secrets, Cloudflare.age, and then go inside Cloud secrets. If you remember, I made a separate repository for it. Git remote-v, which hopefully is private, and no update. Actually, that's a very good point. I probably need to also update my machine key. Let me quickly check that. cat d ssh what is it called, ssh host ed. Oh man, I shared the private key of the machine, but this is on my system. It's going to be destroyed after this one. That's fine. And then here inside secrets, open secrets.nix, just for me to make sure it's actually changing between builds. Okay, so since this machine has not been changed since my previous build, it's not actually changing the key. So I need to actually change something inside it. I think that makes sense with the way that Nix works. And I'm going to remove these for now as well. Let's hope I've done everything correct. Update. Okay, that's good. And now I should be able to do next flag update. Not here, next flag update on my original repository. I probably should have limited it to secret, but that's fine. It's taking longer than I expected. Hopefully it's not going to break anything. Was that an error? Next, actually we can diff it, right? So let's do this. Let's see. Click that lock. Yeah, it has been updated. So hopefully now if I do NixOS rebuild switch, it will fix my machine. And caddy will be available. Each secret's Cloudflare file has conflicting definition values. Why is that? Okay, probably inside secrets, I'm also defining this. Let's see. It's not here. I think I know it. Let's pick this up. Actually, I want to keep it here. And then go to flag.nix. Oh, it's not like this. here. Okay, maybe I can do it like this. Which one is better? If I keep it to the user or set it up here? I think it's easier to set it up by user. Otherwise I need to change two places. Let's go here. Remove this line for now. Will it work if I do age secret? Let me see. Like that next. Now I think I will have problem. I need them to expose all of these keys from here. Edge Cloudflare file. Maybe I can do something better even. If I do this and go to flake.nix, keep this as is, and inside modules caddy, I just remove this. It might actually help. Okay. Hopefully it worked and the file would be there for it to upload. Why it's thinking about something. This copy closure was the main pain point when I was fixing that piping issue, and I feel like it's still slow regardless of that it's able to print and flush everything. I think it might be the problem with the Slurp networking, but maybe I spend some time later to fix it. This is really unusual. No, something is not. User interrupted. The machine is running, right? Let me quickly check if it uploaded the. No, the candy config is still not updated. Try one more time. Meantime, maybe let's check what is this. Well, maybe it's building it. Okay, chown cannot access no such file or directory. No identity match any of the recipients. This is weird. There is no change. Yeah, no change at all. So, and I'm assigning the keys correctly. Now I realize something. Even though I'm making these secrets, 5 inside the flake. I'm not associating it anywhere. I am not sure about that, Andy. I'm not sure. But it will for sure interrupt my streaming session. Why is this happening now? So let's take a look at Nginx. And let's see how others are. Using Nginx in their repositories. Ah, I just remember something. CV secret age. I think age mixed R. Yeah. It. Yeah. I think this is it. For a second, I flashed. I couldn't remember my password. I think this was the issue. Even though I updated the key in the secrets.nix, I didn't update the secret file itself to be decryptable with that secret key. Okay, it's different this time. Creating new, yeah, encrypting. Okay, now let me check it again. Awesome. Cloudflare key is uploaded, and then adding. Oh, now I think I have a different problem. Everything is set up as expected, but where am I using Caddy? Remove this, remove this. Down here, this is correct. What is the configuration that I have? Yeah, this is the problem. Reverse proxy localhost. PA. Actually, let's search for TLS. Exactly. This is the issue. Do I have anything else? Okay. Now it should also run the service correctly. Nice. Beautiful. Now Caddy is running as well. So I have understandably good setup with NX right now. Let's go back to what is remaining here. The modules were only Caddy remaining. That's also fixed. Lifetime policy for PG backup, upload to a remote host. Let me quickly contribute this. Yes. Go up and yes. This is a lot, but fix. Test VM and NX. So I think I'm going to finish up this session over here. It's almost 51 minutes, but I have reached to the point I wanted. The Agenix setup is fine, Caddy is running well. These two I'm still not sure that I'm going to pick up right now, but for the next session I plan to wrap up everything that I had in my server config project and move it to this repository. So everything with my servers will be done. Then I will do a deployment to some of my servers, and go over the configuration and show it to you what I have, the logging system that I have, the blog deployment, and anything I have in my home servers. I'm going to go over them, and then when it's done, we are going to set up my old laptop with a clean home configuration with impermanence and everything. Thanks for joining this session. It was a nice one for me. Finally, I had some progress. See you in the next one. Have a nice weekend.